A vehicle carrying occupying soldiers moves along a rural road. A drone quickly closes the distance from behind. Several passengers attempt to jump from the moving car. A drone flies low over an open field. Below, an occupying soldier kneels on the ground, focused on something near his position. The drone approaches and begins a short descent. The footage comes from a camera carried by one of the occupying soldiers inside a UAZ vehicle moving along a rural road. Suddenly, the soldiers jump out and run away from the vehicle. From a short distance, they turn back and watch as a Ukrainian drone approaches. Seconds later, the drone reaches the vehicle. A vehicle carrying several occupying soldiers drives through a pine forest along a narrow dirt road. A drone follows closely from behind, tracking the moving vehicle between the trees. Seconds later, the drone closes the distance. A short montage shows several quick moments from drone operations. Vehicles with occupying soldiers move along roads and forest tracks. Drones approach from above, and contact follows within seconds. A drone patrols above a quiet roadside area. Below, a bus stop stands beside the road, its structure still mostly intact despite the surrounding damage. An occupying soldier sits on the bench beneath the shelter. He appears focused on something in his hands, occasionally leaning forward while remaining seated. From above, the drone circles briefly, keeping the position in view. The soldier remains unaware of the approaching aircraft. Moments later, the kamikaze drone aligns with the bus stop and begins its descent. Seconds later, contact occurs near the bench beneath the shelter. The roadside grows still again as the camera holds briefly over the scene. A drone flies low along a road covered in fog. Visibility is limited as the camera moves slowly through the mist above the trees and roadside. Soon the drone notices an occupying soldier near a tree. The figure moves quickly around the trunk, wearing a raincoat while trying to stay out of sight. The drone adjusts its line and begins a short descent. Moments later, contact occurs near the tree beside the foggy road. A drone flies low along a long trench line cutting through the open terrain. Smoke is already visible nearby, suggesting a recent attempt by another drone that missed its target moments earlier. An occupying soldier appears beside the trench, moving along the edge of the ditch. As the drone approaches, he reacts and throws a rifle magazine toward it. The object briefly strikes the drone, causing a small shake in the camera. Despite the impact, the drone quickly stabilizes and continues its approach. Seconds later, contact occurs beside the trench. A drone flies over the ruins of what appears to be a damaged industrial site. Broken walls, scattered debris, and empty structures fill the surrounding area. Among the ruins, a lone occupying soldier walks between the remains of the buildings. The drone approaches quietly from behind as the soldier suddenly turns back. A drone patrols above a field of ruins and broken structures. Among the debris, an occupying soldier lies on the ground between scattered fragments of walls and rubble. He appears to remain in place for several moments, possibly resting or examining something near him. As the drone approaches, the soldier tilts his head back and looks up toward the sky. The camera holds briefly above the position as the drone continues its descent. Seconds later, contact occurs among the ruins. The footage shows a tank hidden in a forest position. The vehicle is placed inside a dugout pit, surrounded by trees and earth walls, clearly prepared as a concealed firing or storage position. From above, drones begin approaching the location one after another. Each kamikaze drone descends toward the concealed vehicle, striking the position in quick succession. The camera captures several separate attempts as drones reach the target one by one. Smoke and debris begin to build around the pit as the sequence continues. After multiple impacts, another drone approaches and reaches the vehicle. This segment brings together a longer compilation of aerial footage recorded across different sections of the front line. The drone camera moves between open countryside, damaged settlements, and forest belts where military activity continues across the landscape. From the air, the terrain reveals how deeply the war has changed the environment. Fields are marked by trenches and craters, roads are broken or abandoned, and many buildings stand damaged after repeated fighting. Unmanned aerial vehicles have become one of the most common tools used on modern battlefields. Small drones allow operators to observe large areas of terrain, identify movement, and document events from perspectives that were once impossible to maintain continuously. Because of their size and mobility, these systems can patrol wide regions, returning real-time information about conditions on the ground. This constant observation has become a defining feature of contemporary warfare. Beyond the immediate battlefield, the conflict in Ukraine has also had wider global consequences. It has influenced security discussions, military planning, and international cooperation across many countries. For those observing from afar, aerial recordings like these offer a distant but revealing view of how modern conflicts unfold. A landscape seen from above, shaped by technology, strategy, and the long reality of war. This segment shows a compilation of aerial footage recorded during operations against various air defense and radar systems. From above, the drone camera reveals large military vehicles and equipment positioned across open terrain, fields, and forest edges. Many of these systems are designed to detect aircraft or launch defensive missiles, forming an important part of battlefield air defense. Because of their size and specialized equipment, they are often positioned carefully within the terrain, sometimes near tree lines or prepared positions. From the aerial perspective, drones allow operators to locate these systems across wide areas. Cameras capture the layout of the terrain and the placement of equipment that might otherwise remain difficult to observe from the ground. In modern warfare, reconnaissance and aerial observation have become essential tools for identifying equipment and tracking its movement. The ability to monitor positions from above has changed how military operations are planned and carried out. As the footage continues, the camera moves between different locations, showing how these systems appear across various landscapes. Fields, roads, and wooded areas pass beneath the drone, while the sequence documents equipment positioned across the countryside. The segment ends with another wide aerial view of the terrain, illustrating once again how modern battlefields are increasingly observed and recorded from the sky. This segment shows the aftermath of a tactical operation carried out under favorable weather conditions. Using reconnaissance information about the location and condition of opposing forces, units prepared a coordinated advance across several positions in the area. From the aerial view, the terrain reveals defensive lines, damaged structures, and scattered field positions that had been used for temporary control of the surrounding ground. These locations were intended to serve as staging points for further movement across the front line. During the operation, forces moved forward and applied pressure across multiple positions. Drone surveillance helped monitor movement across the terrain and provided a wider perspective on how the situation developed across the area. As the footage continues, previously occupied positions appear abandoned among the fields and defensive lines. The drone camera records the landscape after the advance, showing how control of several locations has changed. By the end of the sequence, the terrain appears quiet again, with aerial observation continuing above the positions that had once been prepared for further advance.
Subscribe to the channel and leave a like.